One. Good morning. It's Pete Cohen here. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Welcome to day one on the week of conquering stress. Now, probably think I should have renamed this week and given it a different name as opposed to conquering stress, because that's pretty impossible. Anyone can actually conquer stress so they never ever feel it. And I personally believe that fear is a bit stress. Let's just share this in two places and then we can get stuck into this broadcast. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. Hang on a second. I'm pretty fired up right now, as most of you can tell. I've just done another broadcast to our elite members, and I have actually had 2 cups of coffee already this morning. So I think, but for me, when I drink coffee, because I don't drink just any old coffee, it doesn't, I can appear hyper, but inside I'm as calm as a cucumber, cool as a cucumber. A cucumber's calm. Where did that come from? Anyway, this is it. This is it. We are here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I said I was going to get some water, but I'm actually going to drink some of this. What is this? Who's ready? Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Watch us rock the mic. Watch us rock the mic. Watch us rock the mic. Psych. Who's that by? Anton Deck. So this is the week about conquering stress, but I don't actually believe that you'll ever conquer stress. My goal for this week is to help you think about stress differently. So you have, should I actually tell you, who wants a quick story? Quick story. The first time I was ever on television, I think it was, maybe some of you can remember this. It was on a program called The Time, The Place. And I can't even remember the guy who was in, he's John Stapleton, his name was. And I think it was in 1994. And I was extremely nervous because I've never been on television before. And we were talking about stress. And they had lots of stress experts. And they had me on there as a personal trainer talking about why exercise can help you with stress. One of the reasons it can, by the way, is exercise is a form of stress. When you're exercising, you are subjecting your body to stress. But if you subject yourself enough to it, you can actually become stronger at dealing with stress. I was so nervous, they came to me right at the end and basically said, we've got a personal trainer here. So, Mr. Pete Cohen, tell us a little bit about stress. And this is what I went. I was feeling extremely stressful. I went, well, stress is a form of stress, and when you're stressed, you're kind of stressed, and then that stress can help you with the stress. I must have said stress about 100 times, and afterwards I was still extremely stressed because I was saying to myself, and I just thought I'd tell you that. My goal for this week, if you want to hear the goal of this week, tune in every day for 5 days. And let's go to work on helping you use stress in a different way. Use it to create the life you want, as opposed to using stress to make your life more difficult than it needs to be. Who is excited and fired up about that? By the way, if you haven't shared this, please feel free to share this. Let's get this information out into the world, because how many people do you think are suffering all over the world? Why? Pressure. Under pressure. Din, 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 din. Din, 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 din. Under pressure. What we're going to be looking at this week is, first of all, what is the definition of pressure? Stress. There are many definitions. One of them is pressure or tension exerted on a material object. Pressure or tension exerted on a material object. Yes? Are you a material object? I think so. We're not not here. You're here, yes? This is a material object. It's also tightness and strain, which can be emotional strain or tension. Yes? My goal is why stress is good for you and how you can get good at it. See, this is what I want to teach you this week. Why stress is good for you and how you can get good at it. Now, of course, There are many this is my definition. In fact, it's not mine. It's one I've gained from listening and to a lot of people who work in the field of health sciences. This is an area that I've worked in for years, but I'm very lucky to be, have, what's the word? The connections with people who are at the forefront of this field, the forefront of the stress field, and realizing that there's a couple of things I really want to share with you today. One is what you believe about stress. So a lot of people believe that being stressed is really bad for them. And a few studies have shown that believing it's bad for you is going to make it 10 times worse. If you believe, one study that where people showed that when they believed the stress they were experiencing was bad for them, they were so much more likely to have heart disease. I mean, just incredible, but it kind of makes sense, right? The power of belief. What you believe affects everything. That's why placebos, if you've ever taken a drug, in many, not from a doctor, in about 90% of cases, placebos can be as effective as the drug itself. Isn't that crazy? Take a moment to think about that. If I gave you a pill and it had nothing in it apart from air, but you didn't know that, and I said, hey, listen, this pill is going to get rid of your headache. You went, really? God, it's got a massive headache. This pill is really going to work. That can be as effective as the real thing. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that just mad? That's the power of belief. That's the power of how you think and how you feel and how it shapes everything. Isn't this mad? And just think about this. If you think stress is bad, just think how much worse it's going to make you feel. There's a whole field called psychoimmunology, which is about how your immune system is affected by what you think. And can you change the way you think? Have you ever changed the way you think? Of course you can, but we have to go to work on this. We are living in a world that makes it a bit more challenging. But who likes a challenge? Who likes a challenge? Anyone like a challenge? Challenge! Anyone like a challenge? Who likes a challenge? Everyone loves a challenge. The challenge to look at things differently. That's what My365 is all about. Apart from a great community of like-minded people, it's also your opportunity to be able to look at things differently. So you can go, you know what? I've never thought of it like that. I never, ever thought of it like that. That's really interesting. Because when we look at things differently, then we have an opportunity to act differently. Because if I told you what to do, you probably wouldn't do it for very long. And this is what you do to yourself. You tell yourself you should be here at 7 a.m. every morning. Because you tell yourself to do it, the rebel in you goes, no, I ain't doing that. And then you put pressure on yourself. You put stress on yourself. Rather than you get to work on yourself. Everyone do this. Ready? And push yourself down. Ready? Let's go. Now, it doesn't matter how much you push me down, I'm going to come back up again. And you know how much we push ourselves down? Right, you can keep pushing me down. Oh my God, that actually is quite hard work. That's how I use stress. I use stress as a way of pushing me down a little bit to push me forwards. Everyone is different. I'm not talking about suffering. I'm not talking about trauma. I'm not talking about that. That's not the type of stress I'm talking about. I'm talking about the daily stress that we put on ourselves. So what we need to do, this is the second thing that I need you to become really aware of. And it's so important that you probably won't do it or you won't take this on board. We need to see stress is something that we are doing inside ourselves. It's not something that's happening to us. I'm writing some notes down this morning. Happening to me versus happening within me. If you can start to see stress as something that's happening within you as opposed to something that's happening to you, you put yourself in a position of strength. So this is what many of us do every day. And today, as we all do, as we've been doing, I don't know how many broadcasts we've done over the years. I've done literally thousands of broadcasts and videos on Facebook. But since we've been doing My365, I don't know, someone maybe could work it out and tell me, but it's probably maybe over 500. But, when you do this and you start realizing, because that's what we do. Day one of any 5 days that we spend on a subject, It's about awareness. It's about becoming aware of certain things. Awareness is the key. So today, put a big smile on your face and, just become aware of the pressure that you put yourself under. Someone take a picture of that, because that's a great picture, isn't it? Of the pressure that you put yourself under. And you know what? Who wants to be blown away? I wasn't going to say this until tomorrow. Pressure. Under pressure. See how much pressure you put. Don't look at it as right or wrong or good or bad. It is what it is. Can you change? Labeling things isn't always the best thing to do. But this will blow some of you away. I'm not talking about trauma. I'm not talking about suffering. What I'm talking about is stress. And you know why we get stressed? We get stressed. We get stressed about the things we care about. Isn't that fascinating? Who gets stressed about things they don't care about? It's all right. You're just human. Basically, when we live in a world that is running so fast and running at a speed that our bodies are not designed to run at, we are designed to live in nature. We're designed to live around the trees. We're designed to breathe fresh air. There's so many stresses outside of ourselves, but it's still, in many cases, and not all, of course, because there's always exceptions to every rule, that we need to take better care of ourselves. I thank all of you for showing up here this morning. What's your biggest takeaway? Now, I put a question of the day, and I kicked someone out of My365 this morning because someone was just making some silly statements. And, he just said, we don't need that. What we want is people who are serious and committed about moving forwards in their life. People, and the question I asked is, what causes you most stress in your life? And, to make a list of it. And you think, what's important about that? Because you're going to start realizing, wow, people have got the same stresses as me, but you start to realize the thing we're stressed about are things that we care about. So if you've got credit card debt, why do you get stressed about that? Well, because you care about it. If you get stressed about what other people think, well, then you care about what other people think about you. This is absolutely imperative to fully engage in what we're doing here. I appreciate you guys showing up here this morning. I know we've dropped some thought bombs, but you know what? The best is yet to come. And join me all week this week for an amazing week on, it's not conquering stress, but I only called it that because I knew a lot of people would say, well, I want to conquer stress. You don't want to conquer it. You want to learn how to use it as a way to move you forwards in a way where your life has more meaning. Use it in a way where you get to be a better version of yourself. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Let's get stuck in. So today, what's the big thing that you're putting stress on yourself about? Remember, it's absolutely important, imperative to look at this as a observing what you're doing, okay? Rather than, oh, I'm so bad because of this. No. You're just doing the best that you can. But you know what some people do? Some people do what they do until they know better. And then some people, when they know better, they do better. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go to work. Cheers. Oh, hang on a second. Let's not end the broadcast. Let's put this up here. I can come out of that, I think. Yes, I can. Joe Barry Creasy, great to see you, my friend. Great to see you, Instagrammers. Have a great day. Feel free to let the world know about what we're doing here because this stuff is important. Let's just do a quick 20-second summary here. I'll be ready. 20 seconds. Turn the camera around. So this is it. Day one on stress, conquering stress, but it's not really conquering stress. I'm going to show you on my live broadcasts how you can become a better version of yourself and challenge your stress to move you in the direction you want to go today. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. This is it. Day one on stress, conquering stress. But it's not Share this.